My name is John Todd. I live at 1559 Payne here in Wichita. Mr. Mayor and members of the Wichita City Council, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today in opposition to the tax increment financing plan proposed for the Center City South Redevelopment District. In 2004, proponents of the new Entrust Arena were assuring voters that their approval of the new arena would provide the economic boost and the synergy needed for effective downtown development without the need for increased property taxes. No mention was made at that time of the need for additional taxpayer subsidies for downtown development. In recent testimony before the City Council, I heard a staff member advise the mayor and the City Council that the county property appraisals in the area adjacent to the new Entrust Arena had increased more than 10% in the prior year. Does this proposed TIF district sound like a blighted and declining area headed for economic stagnation? Or is it time for the private developers to seize this development opportunity our mayor envisions, and of course do so without the need for risking the taxpayer's wallet that is a common element in private-public partnerships? Since the parcels of land around the new Entrust Arena appear to be owned by dozens of small private property and business owners, private developers will need to assemble the parcels they need for development through voluntary exchange rather than through government's involuntary and coercive taking of property by either the threat of eminent domain or the actual use of eminent domain. Street improvements, if needed for the project, should be paid for by the private developers or through the use of special assessment financing. Can anyone believe that city and county planners and/or county planners fail to plan for the street improvements needed for the new arena and for providing a method of paying for them prior to beginning construction of the project? Also, I believe the original arena project, the voters were told that it would include $14 million for parking. One doesn't have to look very far around our city to see and appreciate the success of our many risk-taking private developers who, through their knowledge of the market and their problem-solving abilities, plus most importantly, the investment of their own money, continue to expand our tax base, create jobs, and enhance our quality of life. Perhaps these are the people you need to call on for downtown development without the need for massive public subsidy. The government-sponsored economic development projects I have seen not only put the tax-paying public at risk, they pale in comparison to what the private sector can do. From my personal community involvement with the voters in a recent election, I believe the taxpayers of this community are tired of what they view as government-driven corporate welfare projects that favor the politically well-connected developers that they, in the end, are saddled with paying for through higher taxes. If TIFs are such a good economic development tool, just think of what creation of a TIF across our entire city in the form of lower taxes for everyone could do for our city's economy. Please vote against the proposed TIF and in favor of the tax-paying citizens. Thank you.